Zoe got a hometown. Adios Carolina. And finally, Grant woke up. Welcome to Showmance, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth. If any of that sounds interesting, like and subscribe. Hey, gang. What are you doing? What are you doing? We're recording.
No, I know. I'm sliding into Carolina's DMs real quick.
Oh my God.
No, not like that.
That is the worst joke
Not like
ever.
that. I just want to see if she's okay.
I'm including all
Welcome,
of this.
everybody.
Yeah, that's all going in.
I just
Yeah.
want to say that this was the best episode of the entire.
Yes. I don't know if they took the paddles and shocked Grant's chest and was like, get in the game, bro.
Yeah.
Do you have a pulse? Is this thing on? Let's do this. You are the Bachelor.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, and I've said this before and I'm standing by it. I love a man who cries. Okay. And I love that Grant was in touch with his emotions. I love that he was making moves. I even liked when he pulled Carolina aside and was talking to her, and I couldn't stand her on the show and needed her to leave. I liked it all, and we're gonna get into all of it. But he woke up, and finally we had a great episode, because this is what I'm looking to the show for. I want to see the connections made, even if they're gonna break up in 3 months after the final rose. I need the hit of romance. Okay.
Yeah. You want your Bachelor to be like talking to you. We all want to feel like we're here. He's like bouncing ideas off of us or something, you know? But he really was. I could regret saying this because we still obviously have time left, but he really was exactly who he presented himself to be the whole time. He's the lone wolf. And he's been going solo at it. We've been wanting him to say more about like all the basic bitch things that we want to hear about, like, well, what do you want in a partner and what adventures will you go on and whatever. He's been telling us from the get, family dinners, mother of my children.
Kiss when he gets home from work.
Yeah. Someone to be my rock. Yeah. But what else? This dude doesn't want anything else. He wants the family that he never had. And he really has told us that from the get, but we were not satisfied. We just wanted more stuff.
But
we like stuff. Give us
along
some
those
stuff.
lines,
Yeah.
nothing new. Like, he didn't say anything new. He just cried about it this time.
But that's what I'm saying. We'll get there with the date with Juliana, but that just told me everything I needed to know about him.
Same. I
That
felt
date
exactly
told me
the same.
everything I needed to know. I was like, wow, a star is born.
And he could have opened himself up a bit more, a bit sooner.
But a lone wolf doesn't.
I get that.
And he
but
told
then,
us, he got it. What else did we want him to do? He literally burned ink into his
body
arm to say, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah. But who else? No. Just that. Yeah. But what else?
Like, this whole episode, what this episode did to me is totally 180 everything I thought, and then make me remember, oh, right. No one ever picks the person they're supposed to pick. They almost always pick the person they're not supposed to pick. And so now I'm like, oh, okay, I know who your final two are going to be. I don't think either of them have been in my final two once.
Latia, I feel like, has been a top. We've
She's
never done
not
top.
in my final two.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. My final two have changed after this episode to two that I don't think either of them have been. One for sure. The other one, I don't think.
Wait, I'll just say it. My final two is
We got a whole episode for the viewers, the six
Sorry.
viewers to tune in for. We need our watch
Don't
time.
give the milk away with the cow or the.
buy the cow,
Whatever
you get
she
the milk for free.
That one too.
Yeah.
Either
okay,
one.
fine.
Everyone's on the
works.
edge of their seats wondering, what does Showmance think is
Yeah.
going to happen at the final rose?
Which they should, because we're basically, showmance, romance, get it?
Yeah. No, Mike doesn't even call it the final rose, he calls it the final hose.
I don't
After the final
appreciate
hose.
that as a
I mean, it
true
makes
fan.
sense, right?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it's
what's
not,
funny is that
it
it is the
doesn't not
final
make
hose,
sense.
like if you refer to it as women, but also it's like the final hose.
I do
like
it where
who
the
gets
dudes,
hosed.
for the
You
dudes.
know,
That's what I
like,
thought of it as.
Oh,
like,
no, he means like,
oh, you mean like hoe, like you a hoe.
All of them are hoes except the one that you pick, right? So it's after that final hoe is out, then it's you and me, baby. That's after the final hose. And
romance.
that's I'm into love.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just say?
I guess.
Okay.
It's a podcast.
people be saying stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of what we're supposed to do here.
Okay, so I'm just gonna jump in. I love how they start with the drums every week. Like, they give us the height of
Yeah.
the craziness, and then they cut to, okay, all the girls are in the hotel or like something normal, because it really does get you.
Yes.
It gets me every time.
Yeah.
Well, but it's usually, here's the thing. I wish that they were just like pulled more things because that was in the scenes from the next. That's been in all the coming attractions. Like we saw that. I wish that they had another one where we're like, what the fuck?
Oh, well,
Like,
because
what
this whole
happens there?
season has been like a snooze fest.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying in general, I like that they do that.
Yeah.
I know it's a trick, but it gets me every time.
You know something that Latia just said that I'm so curious about, like what this timeline of this specific season is. Like I know like definitely that this season is shorter than other seasons. It's a shorter season than usual. When he's out with Latia and they go, how long have you guys been together? And she's like 2 weeks, give or take. Are they like they're on hometowns after 2 weeks? Or do you think she was being
I think
funny?
she said 3 weeks.
Oh, did she say 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear.
Technically, that's
yeah.
like 33% more time.
Well,
Kidding.
okay, but
Being
like
facetious here.
all the same, like by Final Four, for some reason I thought if the seasons are normally over 2 months long, I would think that it would have been at least 6 weeks.
Well, you have to imagine that last home stretch.
Yeah.
It's got to be 3 weeks in and of itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But also, what time? Like, definitely shorter. It's definitely
Yes.
shorter than
Yeah.
it's been in previous seasons. And like,
everyone
I was
broke?
sitting there, I was like, wait, what? Where's the 2-on? There's no 2-on-1s anymore.
I know. I felt so sad for you. You got robbed
thank
of
you.
your
I appreciate
favorite
that.
date.
Yeah, totally.
That's true. That's so hilarious because I hate that date.
Me
more
too.
than
It gets me
anything.
so stressed out.
So stressed out. And for you to be like, who do you think's going to the 2-on-1? I'm like, I don't even like to. I like to pretend the 2-on-1 doesn't exist.
Dude,
like
it's
it
the
comes,
best.
I deal with it, but like I'm certainly not looking forward
At
to
all.
it. And
Unless-
he's like, who do you think is going to be?
Because it's like somebody might die. Like, that's how gnarly it is.
No, but do you know the
sometimes.
problem?
That's what it should be. It should be like they should walk to the edge of a cliff and like whoever loses just gets thrown off
Catapulted
the cliff.
off.
Yeah, and
Which
then the
me
two
too.
stand there arm in arm, and then the helicopter takes them and as the that
By
is
the
so-
way, usually it is one of the villains that's on the 2-on-1, so
Yeah.
I would be fine with
usually
that.
always.
Yeah.
But wait, can I
It's
just
always
say
the villain and whoever she or he is fighting with.
the reason I'm not a fan of the 2-on-1s for the obvious reasons is also because it's a throwaway date.
Yeah.
You're not bringing someone you're actually into
Yeah.
and the villain on a date to decide. Can we get into Juliana's date?
It was everything.
I know. I love Scotland, guys. Don't we
Bro,
want to go to Scotland?
Listen, I had my I was like, oh, so funny side story, and then I was going to be like, hey, we're going to Scotland. Like, can we do this podcast from Scotland? Take all the gear? I think we can.
Or let's just do a live show there when we get
Yeah,
big enough.
yeah. How do you feel about that, Natalie? A live show. My friend Gavin. Yeah, exactly. My friend Gavin has a buddy who was engaged to be married, and the bachelor party was in Scotland, right? So all the boys were going to go to Scotland, 10 days, play golf. Well, unfortunately, the wedding got called off. So sad. And Gavin called the dude and was like, yo, we're still going to Scotland though, right? And the guy was like, well, I guess so. And Gavin's like, no, 100% so. And so they're still going on the Bachelor.
By the way,
How pissed is the wife?
Yeah.
Or, well, the
Ex-girlfriend- ex-fiance.
wife,
Yeah.
like,
Say it, lady.
no, it was for the
pissed.
bachelor party, not the wedding.
right. But the fact
But,
that, like,
yeah.
he's even
still going?
still going on, like, some
Entertained,
luxurious
yeah.
trip with his friends when he should be at home crying in his pillow.
Yeah.
Oh no,
she's
that's why they
so
didn't get married.
sad.
So
Yeah.
good riddance to bed.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Have fun, Gavin.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to Scotland. Also, it'll be a team trip.
Yeah.
Love this.
Uh,
I love
There's
this for us.
something. This sounds terrible. Juliana to me is so basic bitch, but I also consider myself a basic bitch. So please know, America, don't come at me. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a basic bitch. It's like she just, just give her a good TJ Maxx, a pumpkin spice latte, and a cozy tracksuit, and she's having a great little Saturday. You know what I mean? Picking up stuff for the house, bringing it home. Like, I'm fine with this. You don't feel that way about Juliana?
No, she's my favorite. Well, Dena's my favorite.
Okay, well,
Dena's my favorite.
but I just said there's nothing wrong with being a basic bitch.
But I don't think that she is though.
Really?
I think that she's basic in the way that she's very like she's a traditional. I don't want to say subservient because I don't. That's so.
She wants a
extreme to me.
traditional,
But she's soft spoken enough, But she's super flirty and like she just is like. But I just like I basic never comes to mind with her.
She seems like an Italian wife, mom, right? Like very traditional in her role. Dad goes to work, kids, I'm going to stay at home, take care of the kids.
I can't wait to see her at home with her family.
Oh God, it looks like it's going to be a real.
Yeah,
I
think
know,
Dad
but
is
I
not
love
happy
it. The
about
second I heard
it.
that dad talk, I was like, oh God, I've just felt like, what's his name from the Goldens? That my favorite one from the Goldens. Like that's the
Keith?
dad I want to see. No, not Keith.
Oh,
The guy that I love. That's like, we got some burgers to cook.
Keith.
That's not Keith. We just had a whole debate about this, and I finally won you over when I was like,
I know.
He's no
Who
Gary.
was the guy on the Golden Bachelorette
I've
who was
lived.
a caterer? Jack
Jack. How
Jack-
did we forget Jack Attack?
Lencioni.
See? That's all you need to know. Jack Lencioni. I would love it if one of these girls had a Jack
But
type
Jack-
dad.
Let me explain something to you. There's two different kinds of Italian dads.
I know,
okay.
but I just mean that's gonna like come out and say, like, I know that this guy's way more aggressive. Jack is like a party guy. This guy's like,
yeah. This guy's like,
calling
I will
hits right
clean
now.
my gun
You
in
know what
front
to
of
do."
you
Yeah.
while I squeeze your nuts with the other
Yeah.
hand under
Yeah,
the
yeah,
table.
yeah.
When I had
But
my
I love all of that. I'm just like fiending for like America to have some like personality, you know, and like just
chutzpah, some
something
balls.
that like doesn't care about how they're coming across. Like they're gonna say what they're gonna say. You're a camera guy, get the fuck out of my house, or don't. I don't care. I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, like there's just something
I'm kicking the
so
crap out of this kid either way.
interesting to me about that. There's everyone is such a dud now, you know, that like I just when you guys talk about like, oh, we'll go to Scotland, okay, I just want to go to New Jersey. Like I just
could make
like,
that
it's
happen for
crazy
you.
to me that I've never been. I'm obsessed with every New Jersey person that I meet. Who have I not been obsessed with that I've met? All of them. And I also think it's kind of like if Grant does end up going with Juliana, how convenient is that? That they both are from there and like their families are like it's just
Juliana's from Newton, Massachusetts.
oh fuck. I thought she was from New Jersey.
No. Get it? I'm doing a Massachusetts accent.
She has no accent.
no.
No.
But does she live in New Jersey?
No. She lives in Newton, Massachusetts.
Oh, well, look at
Oh,
you
it's
go.
just Allie Joe.
Allie Joe is from Jersey.
That's why when you were like, oh, she just seems like a traditional Italian girl. And I'm like, Allie Joe's a traditional Italian girl. Juliana might also be, but her mom is because her mom
No,
told her to
but-
mind her P's and Q's.
Listen, so yeah, but ma'am, if you remember in the first episode, maybe I had said the difference between those two is Allie Joe is like an American Italian girl.
yeah.
At the time, it was not cannelloni. What was
Cannoli.
it? Cannoli. At the time,
Cannelloni.
cannelloni.
You like some cannelloni?
Bite to eat, eat to
Eat
bite.
to bite. Bite to eat.
See, we could go on all day. Eat for good. And that she was like a real Italian, and like Grandpa might have done some stuff. And what do you know? Pops is like, did you just fucking kiss my daughter outside?
But that's
with you?"
also like, here's the thing. She's also Italian American in the sense of like, she's just the Massachusetts varietal of this, as opposed to like a real Italian. And by the way, I'm an Italian American, so I can say all of this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm saying literally like, oh, she got off the boat at 10 and was like, oh, mamma mia, America.
The streets are paved with the gold.
Exactly, whatever you said. But I think like it just like, just the vibe I get from Juliana is like real Italian. And the vibe I get from the other one is pizza girl, American Italian, Jersey Italian, you know?
Jack's girl.
I love her.
Jack's girl,
Jack would be her
totally.
dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
1,000%. God, give me a reality show with Jack and Allie Joe, and that's
Dude,
it.
Jack trying to find Allie Joe a husband?
Yes!
Oh, they both tried to find each other.
Wait a
man.
minute, guys. This
Oh,
is the
patent
new
pending.
spinoff. Where like we put the Goldens and the Reggie batch
Yeah.
and Bachelorettes in the
and
same
they
house,
go
and they coach each other through. They
Not
find
the house.
dates.
They go on road trips. RV.
Fine.
An RV. Because they got to go on adventures.
Well,
No,
I
no,
mean,
they're
listen,
still
I
gonna-
don't think they should be living under the same roof because, you know, dudes be dudes. So no matter how old you
Okay, no,
are.
it can be a compound, like in Palm
yeah,
Springs.
yeah. But like, yes. God, yes. I hope the
But
Golden
don't
guys
they have to
come
go out?
Where
They got to
Island.
go out in public, and then you get to see the. Well, hold on. Maybe this is an off-camera discussion because this might be a really good idea. Anywho,
Yeah, we don't want to give all our good ideas away.
Yeah,
Anyway,
totally.
what
I
I was
always say, if you steal my idea, I would be like, so you liked it. Tell me more. What'd you like about it? You like that part, right?
That was my favorite part
that was
too.
my favorite part. You know, I came up with that just in the shower.
Just came right out of me. Washing my hair. Okay.
I do not feel that way.
So with Juliana,
Yes.
when I say I think she's a basic bitch, and like I said, I'm a basic bitch. What I recognize, you know, what do they say? Like namaste, like the something in me recognizes the something in you. The basic bitch in me recognizes the basic bitch in her.
Okay.
Where it's like, no, she wants to like make a beautiful home and pick the kids up at carpool.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, she's
Okay.
just going to pop by the Max and she got, the Starbucks and I got one for you, honey. And like, her whole world will be him.
Yeah.
Which I think is so sweet.
Yeah.
And I feel like she might, to Mike's point, because Mike always says he doesn't want competition. I feel like she fits perfectly into that spot where there's no competition, but she holds her own, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Almost not to interrupt, but almost like the girl that he should pick. Like if you were a matchmaker getting paid lots of money to put two people together, you'd be like, these two people, you need to pick that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's not picking her. For
He's
that
gonna pick her.
reason. For
No,
that reason.
I get it.
Unless he breaks every rule and becomes the second bachelor to pick a person that he actually marries. Never. It never happens. I think
He's
I said
gonna
that
pick her.
too. Like it's so annoying
She's
that
it.
they never, I always get fooled because I'm like, yeah.
No, I do too,
That's
Mike,
your
every
girl.
time.
That's your guy. Pick him. It's Bob. It's f***ing Susan. And they're like, Jane, will you accept my final rose? Teddy, will you? And I'm like, Teddy is an idiot.
that happens to me every season.
Yeah.
It's so upsetting.
And that's why 5 of them have gotten married total.
All of a sudden, I see him come alive when he's with her.
Yeah.
I really see him start to, I don't know, their makeout sesh seems a little different. The way they banter back and forth seems a little different. I do think they have really good physical chemistry, and I think they can both get down on the fact that they really understand the disease of addiction, which is not trauma bonding, but I don't think he has to hide anything about his dad. She won't have to hide anything about, clearly, I think it was probably her mom, right? She wasn't saying.
Seemed it,
Yeah.
but she didn't. Yeah, I
And
don't think they were said it.
She was so vague about it, the way that she talked about it, which like, good for you. Like you don't know anything, certainly not a bajillion viewers. They don't need to be all up in your business. But the way that she's explained it, I can't help but just like think the worst. Like I didn't go to mom. I went to dad, and I went to dark places. Like because it's just like when you don't tell us anything, but the hurt in her and the scaredness and fear and like talking about like the darkest time, and like someone I really trusted put me in a really horrible position, and like I just don't know what that means, and like I don't know. I felt really horrible for her in that moment.
It did seem a little deeper than like, oh, my dad was a drug addict. Not to discredit Grant's situation, but like it did seem a little more than, oh, my dad was a drug addict and lied to me and stole money and like was not come home for
Opened up some credit cards in my name.
Cool,
like,
so cool. So just a drug addict.
Yeah, and then I had to lie.
Calm
and say it
down,
was me.
Grant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all the
Dodged a
things
bullet.
that you're like, God.
Like, she seems a little more.
Who do you think it was then? Do you think it was like an ex-boyfriend or something?
No, I think it was probably a parent, because she was saying about it being obviously her family and when she was very young, and that she has a different family today. I don't know if her parents are divorced and her mom has a new husband, or vice versa. Husband has a new wife, dad has a new wife. I don't know what it was, but it sounded more.
Could be a foster situation that she's adopted. She
Maybe,
never mentioned
like,
that,
maybe
which seems like
there
a big
is
thing
something
to mention. But and like again, podcasts, we're just speculating.
Yeah,
here.
all allegedly.
That's our
But we're all on the
jam.
same page
Allegedly,
that
alleged by me.
that it does seem like it was a parental figure.
Yeah. I think so. I'm wondering, are the parents healed, or is one of them just like not in the picture anymore?
She's never talked about her
No,
mom, and we've
no.
never seen anything about her mom. That's why I was wondering, is it her mom?
Yeah.
Just super sick and is not in the picture anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to find out though.
But I did see him start. My literal note was, when he's with Juliana, I actually see a spark of life in him.
Yeah. He says this relationship could heal, and we could heal and rebuild. And so like we want him to say that he wants to do this, that, and the other, but it's like he probably is just thinking like, yeah, I want some things, but like first I need to heal, which is like,
I see, but that's why I started to like him again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he has never verbalized anything that you could really grasp onto. And I personally think that The Bachelor should, because like you're running a television show, like you're basically the lead of a TV series, like. But in reality form, we want you to tell us things. We want you to ask us things. We want you to be like, I don't know what to do. Like, I think that we've seen that in Bachelors, and we've loved like seeing that inner turmoil. He has been so controlled and so calm this whole time.
Totally.
And so this to me was the first time he has ever stated what he wanted from a relationship, and what he wants from a relationship is someone to heal with and someone to build with, and and nothing else is as important as that to him, because you can't get anywhere if you're not a whole person. So I don't know if it's going to be a thing where it's like everyone talks about trauma dumping and trauma bonding, and like that's like really the word of the moment right now. So I don't know if it's like the healthiest thing, but like I'm just choosing to believe that like everything's better together. Everything's better doing it with someone.
I totally agree.
And I really like them together, and I'm just going to choose to believe that like, no, that it's not a weird thing. It's not a too soon thing. They could do something.
I agree with that
together.
Listen, if I had a magic wand, yes, she's yeah. I'm like, that's. So I'm at the same moment that I am every season, every time. That's a girl. Pick her. She just wrap it up now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Why are we doing the two things? Why is there teasers that you can't decide what? Oh, it's because you picked the wrong girl. You didn't pick the right one. That's why I'm like, I'm out. I'm in on her, but I'm out that he's going to pick her. I hope he proves me wrong. That would be amazing. But also, do you think that like Grant doesn't seem like a dumb guy? I'm now wondering if this was intentional. Like clearly it was intentional, but like super intentional that he was like, I'm going to tell you that like, oh, I got this thing with my dad. Kind of a lone wolf, didn't use those words, but like I went to my room a lot, I did my own thing. And that's about as much as you're going to get. I want a wife and to get a kiss and a go, but I'm not going to give a ton of you girls, whatever, a ton of me, because that's kind of unfair, right? Like, what am I going to tell everyone here, like who I am and what I want, when like 90% of you, there's not even going to be a spark more than, oh, she's really pretty. Oh, haha, that was funny. But like, that's it. You know what I mean? So is there a world where Grant saved his emotions and his tears and his, let me tell you who I really am and want to be and want out of life for the final 6 or 7 people, that he was like, okay, you 6 get a piece, because I can see a life with all of you.
I have
more
a
so
theory.
with a few, but you know what I mean?
Okay. I have a theory.
What?
Oh, well, we've
Did
solved
you
it
work
all.
on that one?
Yeah,
Did
you're proud of yourself, buddy.
Dude,
Usually
I've
he just
been in the
shows
mirror
up
so
and is
long.
like, who's the girl with the thing at the place
Calling
with
them
the
the
people
wrong
where they go,
names.
with the car. Yeah.
I did just come up with that theory while you were talking, if that makes you feel better.
Are you serious? I would have had to like write that entire thing out.
Wait, did you just clear your
Listen,
screen?
the only notes I have for The Bachelor were my...
Wait, where did your notes go?
I don't know.
Dude, can you
She
imagine?
just deleted all
It's
of them.
back.
Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. We'll be back in a few months.
They're back.
Work goes into a lot of things.
Yeah, guys. No, do you know what I think it is, Marky? I don't know if Grant has this big personality. I don't know if he's funny. And so for him, I think with the other, if you get another bachelor or bachelorette and they have, if they're just funny, they have a good sense of humor, they'll be on other dates and they'll be able to just like bring a vibe to it or make something happen because they are a vibe. Like I always joke around with my friend Jake, BYOV, bring your own vibe. So like anytime I'm going somewhere, I'm going to have a good time. And people are always, this is why I've been a bridesmaid 9 times, because people are like, oh my God, you make things so much fun. I'm like, right, because it's my life. And even though this shit's boring, I don't want my life to be boring. So I'm bringing a vibe, Carolyn. Okay. And so I think Grant doesn't really he's not BYOVing it, because that's just not who he is. And that's why it's taken this long.
Or,
okay,
I like your thing there.
Yeah.
Is he? And his vibe is stoic, Not
No way.
super funny.
No way.
Not super chatty. I'm a financial wizard and I want someone to take care of the house and kids.
Oh, but then that's not a vibe. Like,
It is a vibe. Nowadays, Courtney, everything's a vibe.
oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying he doesn't have the vibe of like, hey, I'm going to make you laugh. And he doesn't have
He's
a
just
West
not funny.
thing. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he can still have a vibe of being a dude. Like, he just doesn't, he's not.
Okay, well,
he's
this has a vibe of being a beer. I'm saying a vibe of a good time. Like, I think Grant is super sweet. I think he's thoughtful. I think he's an emotionally intelligent guy. But I think the reason he's maybe been boring to watch is because he doesn't have this colorful personality that even if he's on a kind of lackluster date, he's not joking like how Ari was joking. Remember we all said Ari was a really funny bachelor? Or he's not, who was the cutie?
Juan
That was
Pablo.
No, the one that was the tennis coach that we just had.
Yeah, he was a good one.
He was great because he was funny. He had like a funny little sense of humor, and he also was talking about his insecurities all the time, and that helps us feel closer to you. And
Yeah.
I just think I like Grant. I just think he's a more serious person,
Totally. And I don't think anyone denies.
and I think that's why this is happening.
You think he delayed letting us know who he is because he's serious?
No, I think he is a more serious person, so it takes actual real stuff cracking for him to really open up. I don't think he was planning on he's just like, no, I'm not going to fake it right now. I'm going to just have an authentic reaction, and that is, this is totally nice, but I'm only going to go deep if the other person is inspiring me to like open my heart up.
Mm-hmm. And you don't think that happened all season until last night?
I think if we're grading on like a scale of 0 to 100, I think he got maybe 65% there, and he would tear up or whatever. But I think on his date with Juliana and with his date with Latia, I think he got 100% there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that his entire conversation with Juliana is about how like they don't cry in front of people, and both of them are like sobbing. Like they're like, I didn't cry, I just like put a happy face. Like both of them are like, while they're like tears are straight, like he had like heavy tears. It wasn't just like it was like they fully broke down in front of each other, but while having like such a positive conversation. Like it wasn't like a womp womp conversation. It was like,
I felt like he cried with Latia. I felt
but
like
he
he
was
cried more with
sobbing with
Latia.
Latia.
oh, did he sob with her
Dude,
too?
like I was like, whoa,
you
bro.
don't cry in the dark. You
Calm
cry with the
down.
people.
Yeah, he
cried
was,
with Latia
he was
so
a bit
much.
I
much.
was
remember
so
that he
sweet.
like he had a thing, but I didn't remember it being like a.
Oh, it was.
Oh, I
Just
thought it
funny
was
to
more
hear
with
somebody
Latia.
talk about it while they're saying that they don't like they.
And
just
he
do
even brought
everything
it
in
up
the-
with Latia. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop crying now," and she was
Yeah.
like, "No, it's
Yeah.
cool." And then she kissed him like,
Oh my God, it was
times.
like the most romantic Disney kiss.
Dude, so here's the other thing with this episode. Like, so the first date with Juliana, I was like, oh man, this is your girl. This is it. These guys, all the things, like helicopter, everything. Like, dude, these guys are in love. Let's wrap it up. Everyone can go home. Now I know why everyone got fired on the other thing, because they're in love and they're done. And then we get to the next date, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. And listen, I get it. That's his editing and like producing. Good job. Way to go. You guys all earned your checks this week. But like, every date that progressed, I was like, no, he's gonna pick. Oh my God, I don't know. Like, and by the time it was over, I was like, the two that I think he's gonna pick are none that I thought so far.
I agree with you, but I want to get to the end of this so we can see if I'm curious if we do our scratch off and it's the same two names. I feel like it has to be, because for me, if we're in the group date, I know you love Dena, and I love Dena as a person. I don't love Dena for him.
No. I gotta tell you right now, Dena is not here for Grant. Grant ain't getting with Dena. I am so thrilled she has made it to the final four.
Me
I think
too.
she deserves it. I think it's going to be a good episode. I think I want to meet her family.
Same.
I believe that Dena, and I don't, it's not that I believe that she's not here for Grant. It's just that I don't think that when Grant doesn't choose her, she's going to be shocked. And I think that Dena is here because Dena does not want to be an attorney for her whole life. Like Dena, like you take one look at Dena.
Not. Dena probably got fired after this episode aired.
Yeah. I
Her
don't think
law
so.
firm
Dena
was like,
forever, Dena for life. Dena's my number one cutie pie.
About those arguments on Bachelor that you had.
Okay, yeah,
you're
fine.
fire.
Okay, I'm sure that she, deals with other things.
Let's hope so.
Not
Like
issues of matters of the
influencing
heart.
and Instagram and TikTok dances.
I just think that Dena, you are a travel influencer. Like that's what Dena is going to be after this. I believe that's what Dena wants to be. Dena, if you don't know that yet, entertain it. This is for you. That's what Dena should. That's what she's
by the
doing
way,
here.
I think she would be amazing at that.
How did we get there?
Well, because she was saying how she travels a ton.
She went to Europe like 4 times
She
in
said
2 months or
four
something.
times in two, like
And over the summer.
Yeah.
But why?
Because she loves to travel.
she loves to travel. So like I'm
like
just
that was a
saying that like
pretty
Dena's,
straight
Dena
line.
doesn't want to get up at 6 a.m. and work till midnight to like try to make partner. No, Dena's from a massive, like a huge Ukrainian family. Immigrants are fucking hard workers and they get their education. It's very important to their family. It's very important to their parents that they do this. But I don't see, and listen, however this sounds, I'm sorry. I've had a shimmy. Just know that ahead of time. But I don't think that Dena went to school and got this job because she has a passion for the law and like wants to like fight crime and like whatever. Like I think that a lot of women do this because it is expected of them and immigrant families, and it also sets them a level above the other women that they're competing for, guys, and for a life and for whatever. Like
It's also
it
stability.
puts them top tier. Yeah, they're always going to be self-reliant and independent, but it's not because they are like, oh God, okay, I know this is coming out all wrong because I don't mean to generalize that every immigrant doesn't want to be this. I'm just saying that I see a light in Dena that she has bigger plans for her life than sitting in an office and sitting in a courtroom and arguing with people about pharma lawsuits. I don't know. I see her as so much more. You don't stay in that good of shape. You don't keep your hair that blonde. You don't know how to do that good of makeup and like all the things for the courtroom. You got bigger plans. And
You ever seen Erin Brockovich? No, I'm just kidding.
That's true.
But I agree with you. I think she should be a travel influencer. I feel
Yeah.
like that is her calling. It never even crossed my mind until you said it, and now it's all I can see her as.
Right?
Yes. And I just think everything you said, I echo all of it. I support it. I'm here for it. I'm voting for it. No amendments.
It's on your ballot this year.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just like the whole group date was kind of the only remarkable thing to me because I just am so over Carolina and she's gone. So I don't even give a shit to even talk about her. It's just like,
I'm going to miss that little snatch though.
Really?
I just will because I just think
Oh, you love a villain.
I love the villain, and listen. Go on with your what you were going to say, and then I'll tell you my beef, or not beef, my au revoir to Carolina. We'll give her a proper send off.
Oh yeah, obviously, and it would be an adios.
What's
for her.
au revoir?
Au revoir is French.
She's
Puerto
right. No,
Rican.
right. I thought that I was saying like hello instead of goodbye.
Oh yes. Okay, so the only notable things for
Bienvenido.
the only bienvenido, Natalie. The only notable things from the group date were, yes, he spent way too long talking to Carolina. It's just, this is, again, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. It's so annoying. We've now done this for 18 dates. It's not interesting anymore. Get over it. I was so fucking happy for Zoe because she really has done a 180. And now she's coming into these dates and she could have been so upset. My heart was so broken for her when she didn't get a one-on-one.
I know.
And I get that, like, I probably would have rather have seen Juliana and Latia on their one-on-ones, but I was really rooting for her.
Yeah.
And she still came in with a really pleasing as punch attitude and tried to make the best of it. And even when she talked to him, I thought everything she said was super sweet. She didn't pout. I thought she was honest and got it off her chest. And it worked out for her. She got a hometown and I think she deserves it. And I'm excited to meet her family.
All of the things.
All those things. I had a I had a little bonding moment with Zoe when she was talking about how she hadn't gotten a one-on-one and she's the only person that hasn't gotten a one-on-one, which is just so Zoe. It's so typical Zoe when she was saying that. Like, of course I'm the asshole that doesn't get the one-on-one. I was like, I see you, girl.
I felt the same way.
I'm that asshole too.
Me too, Zoe.
Yeah.
Not
So
me.
I thought
Yeah, Natalie is. She always gets no. Truly,
All the fucking dates.
Get a one-on-one.
You got
I don't even
me.
leave the house.
Yeah. But yeah, I felt that for a second. So that was funny. Listen, when on the date, the group date, all I could think about was two things. One is and chime in on the comments if you agree or disagree. I feel like Carolina is a smidge brattier version of Maria. Carolina is Maria because she's totally misunderstood.
No.
She stands up for herself and everyone thinks she's mean. I just think that she's probably got more money than Maria does. And I think that gives her her bratty tone. Because if you remember, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I did.
Nothing alike.
Is when he took off in the helicopter,
Yeah.
and they were all on the balcony like, yeah, giggle, tee. And Carolina was like, so blah. And Alex was like, what are you crying about? You have a private jet. And it was just kind of slipped in there. And she didn't really say anything. They cut away. But I was like, wait, Carolina has a private jet or access to, or family does?
No, I think she meant you had a private jet, like on your date.
Yeah, that's what I thought she meant too.
Oh, okay, that could be.
No, okay, because you were telling me about this, and then you're like, "Oh, save for the show." But so I didn't ask questions,
big.
but I was like, "Private jet."
Plot
I think
point has
probably-
been foiled.
Yeah.
No, dude, I straight up Googled. I was like, oh, that's how I spoiler alerted myself. Because I was watching and I was like, oh, surely f***ing she's not going home. She's winning the whole freaking franchise. They'll probably end this thing. They'll change the name to just the Carolina.
The Conchitas.
Yeah, the Maria Conchita Gonzalez love affair. But I literally got on Google and was like, oh, I wonder if she comes from money, and did a whole thing. And then was like, oh, she gets booted in episode 5. And I was like, wait a second. Son of a bitch. And I hadn't watched it yet, so I had to put my phone away.
You
But
can't.
so I thought that a little bit. And then more so, I kept thinking about what you were saying. And listen, if anybody of the 417 people or whatever that watched our last episode goes on The Bachelor or
417. You
Bachelor,
are
was
really
it not?
padding that.
Eventually.
By the time this airs, it'll be
yeah,
417. I knew what you meant, Mike.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Yeah. But you had said last week that, and this, like, if I wasn't in a forever committed relationship, I'm like, I'm going on The Bachelorette, and I'm using this tactic, which was the best way to win the show is to make sure that he doesn't know anybody else. Like, by the time
You
it's
did say
over,
that.
he only knows one person because you kept stealing him and he doesn't know anybody. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, but it backfired.
it totally
That's the
backfired, but
thing.
whatever.
I think
Sometimes
I
it
said
does.
this, but there's a fine line between like he is very much wants to be needed and wants to help and wants to Captain Save-A-Ho and all the things. But at a certain point, it's a fine line until it gets like she spit me. It gets a little ridiculous, and it gets. She was thinking it was working for her too
Listen,
much,
yeah.
and like, oh, I just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
doing
one
this.
more
This
time.
is great.
She
And then
did it
one too many
one
times.
too many
I
times.
think.
All
Had
of those cheap
she-
tricks end up
Yeah.
grinding someone's gears.
Yeah. Had she partied on this date and like been the like star of the date and been the one that was
Yes.
like playing and leading and including everyone, and he would have been like, okay,
He would have been
but
headed to Puerto Rico.
100% would have been done.
Right
He
now.
would have been like, I don't need any hometowns. Let's just do all 4 of them in Puerto Rico, and that's that.
Yep.
And she
Yeah.
blew it. She
Yeah.
blew it.
Okay, his date with Latia, I thought was great.
I really love that girl.
I know, me
Tell-
What a
too.
pure heart.
I
and,
know.
Like,
Yeah,
I believe
she's-
everything that comes out of her mouth. Do you know my favorite part, which I feel like this might be your favorite part besides the kissing, because I think their kissing is really good, is when she's in her confessional that you
Yep.
always call an OTF, right? What does that stand for?
on the fly.
It's either on the fly or off the frame.
Oh,
It
but
depends
when-
on what it is. If it's like a reality competition and everybody's like doing their thing and
Yeah.
you just grab somebody and you're like, hey, how did you think about that last competition? That's like on the fly. You're asking somebody on the fly what they thought about something. Off the frame is like when the camera's here, but you're looking at a producer just off the frame. It's like
But
a
when
style
when
of
you
interview.
sit down and it's the styled one, that's an off the frame.
I mean, everyone has their names for it. Bachelor might have a thing. Most of them just an interview.
Got it.
Some people call
Just
it an
curious.
OTF.
When she was in her OTF and she had said something about like love, and the producer says, "Are you falling in love with him?" And she just paused, and you could see how thoughtful it literally is. The definition of thoughtful. She was full of thought,
Mhm.
and she just said, "Yes." And I'm like, I fucking believe you, Latia.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe you. I find her to be such a thoughtful human.
My reaction was like all the thought and the processing had come before. And I think something that whatever she was saying was, not to say blah, 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 but blah, blah, blah. And those are the things that make you fall in love. And I think the producer was like, are you falling in love? And she said, I am. And she did pause. But to me, I was like, oh, she didn't think about that at all in the moment. Because like I said, all the thought, she had just expressed all of her thought process and then was confronted with that question. And she was basically like, is that not clear? Like that was that's kind of how I felt. She was, that's what the pause was, is like, I literally just said that. But sure, yes, I am. I'll tell I'll tell you in the most simple terms. But yeah, those two, that was my 180. Like now I'm like, I want those two to go into business and start a family and do the venture capital, day trading. Like I want those two to take over the world.
I agree. But, and listen, I will say this. If she wasn't as religious as she is, I would say.
I always forget about. I did it just now.
Yes.
And I did it on the show. She's like, "There's something I need to talk about," and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder what she's gonna."
Yeah.
I literally was like, "Oh, I wonder what she's gonna say.
She has a
What
kid.
happened to her?" Yeah, like, and then she's like, "So my religion." I'm like, "Oh God, that's right. You're a Mormon. Holy shit!" Like every time I forget about it.
Yes.
I am a sister wife, but
I mean, listen, he's probably like, "How
Interesting. Tell me
Mormon?"
more about this.
Yeah, like
No, I
old
just.
school
that's
Mormon.
why she's gonna lose.
Yes, because I
That's like
feel
the
like
only
it's.
reason.
I think they are absolutely MFEO.
Yeah.
It's made for each other.
Thanks.
I don't know. Not everyone's seen when Harry met.
Did you know that? Did you watch Sleepless in Seattle? I don't know if you did.
Wait.
MFEO is from Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay. I know what MFAO is, but also
MFAO?
MFEO. MFEO. But also
Prove
that
it.
shit was made. That's from a movie that long ago.
Mhm.
Wow, the kids have been doing acronyms for that long.
MFEO.
Whoa.
Made for each other. It's
By the
cute.
face.
Okay, so my point is, I think they are MFEO, but he knows nothing, or seemingly knows nothing about Mormonism, and that is a very like if you're a practicing Mormon. I watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It is a strict religion with really a firm set of beliefs that you're not skating, but you're not like, how I said a few weeks ago, I'm like, you could be Catholic and you're a Creaster. Christmas, Easter, you got the tree up, you go to church twice a year.
But you can be a Creaster Mormon too.
But she's not.
Mm.
Yeah.
She said she's everyone in my
not.
family is very religious. We are very religious.
Yeah, and I feel
She
like
went
the
on a
only
mission,
people,
100%.
The only Mormons I
They all
know that
do.
are like that are those housewives. Like they have figured out how to just be like, you need me and my paycheck more than I need your rules. So
Well, a lot of them
figure
have
it
left
out.
the church. Heather left the church.
Yeah.
Whitney left the church.
Yeah.
Bronwyn left the church.
But the other women have not. Or
It's only,
well,
there's only one left. Lisa
there's
Barlow.
not two. Lisa, the other one's not.
Who's the other one? Meredith?
Yeah, she's not.
Jewish. She got
Well,
bat mitzvah this year.
No, I knew that, but I still thought she was. I thought that she literally was just like, oh, I'm just trying to connect to my roots. I didn't know she was like going to start practicing Judaism.
She's always practiced Judaism, but she never got bat mitzvahed.
Is there not one other single woman on that whole cast that is?
Oh yeah, Brittany, but she wasn't a
Brittany.
full-time cast member.
And what's her name?
Mary's Catholic or Christian.
Wait, I thought there was one more.
Whitney, Heather, Bronwyn, the other girl's Greek Orthodox,
Yeah,
which is not
okay,
Mormon.
yeah, maybe it was Brittany who I was thinking of then.
So,
But she still flubs it. She doesn't drink wine in front of them, but then she,
but it still rules
Yeah.
her, or as she says,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it rules the majority of her life.
Yeah.
Like when her friend brought over the bottle of wine, she's like, "What are you doing?" She may
Yeah.
as well have brought a dildo and put it in the middle of the
Yeah.
table. It was that offensive to her.
Yeah.
And I just think Grant knows nothing about this religion.
No.
And I think that even if they end up, like if he chooses her in the end, it can't sustain itself
Nope,
because
absolutely not.
he's not religious.
She is
at
not
all.
winning. I bet you anything. That she
No,
is perfect for him in every other way. She's so beautiful. Every time I watch her talk, she
she's
gets
crazy.
more and more beautiful.
I fall in love with her.
And like I think that they're truly in love, and I think that she's in love with him. I think she would be the ultimate wife for him. But I think he's going to get there, and he might for a hot minute think, I could do this. Where's this? Like, it's
Show me the tabernacle.
beautiful. Like just when it comes in, like when it opens on that house, oh my God. And then you see like 200 family members and you're like, oh, right. That's not going to work.
Better get busy, Grant.
Yeah. But for a hot minute, he was like, holy shit, what is this place? It literally made me think like, why did like they were like, because I feel like as a Californian, like that we have the best state and we have the best everything. Like it's the most beautiful, it just has the most beautiful moments everywhere. You can go so many places in California and be like, this is a thing, this exists. And 99% of the country does not have that. We have that. And then you remember that Utah exists and you're like, how did they bogart Utah? Like, how did
It's all Mormon in
it's
Utah.
all Mormon. It's like this, I think it's the second most beautiful state in the country. And yeah,
You ever been to Washington State?
Utah
I've
is
been.
stunning.
Utah's stunning. I'm just saying we've got a lot of stunning.
Not
Maine
even in
is
the top 10.
gorgeous.
I think that
New
Utah
York.
sets itself apart from a lot of every time I see those homes there, every time I
Utah
see
is
it
gorgeous.
is just a picture. Like you paint that picture. I don't see those
You
leaves
paint
anywhere.
that picture.
Yeah, speaking of that, when they were in Scotland, I literally came out to say to Mike, do you remember that shot where Latia and Grant are walking up the street and there's all those like colorful
Yeah.
I was like, I tried to screenshot it, and then remember, you can't screenshot anything, fascists. Like, when you can't screenshot on Hulu or Netflix, it just turns out a black screen. But if they don't have that picture framed somewhere, I don't care if they don't end up together.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of the greatest shots that I've seen on The Bachelor.
I also
ever.
I love how she dresses. That coat that she had on her date. And when they were on their one-on-one, she had said this. And I'm like, I agree with you, Latia, when she goes, it just feels so normal. Like, this is the date that I would be on if he was my boyfriend. And they were, I don't know if they were eating ice cream or they were doing something with food.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. They were having, spotted dick. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And you could see them just like giggling and having this great time eating this like wonky non-American thing that sounds so funny. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm a voyeur on just these strangers.
Yeah.
The strangers couples vacation.
Yeah, it was
Fell in love with
really
them. And the way that she leans in and with her long, gorgeous hand model fingers.
She really
and
does
kisses
have all of
him.
that. Yeah.
And her gorgeous hair and her
my God,
waistline
all of
that is
it.
missing a rib. And I'm sorry, I think she dresses so well.
Yeah.
I love everything about her.
Dude, there is something about, Bachelorette is not coming back to its normal, it's being pushed. Whether it'll come back later this year, I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I think it'll just resume. It's hopefully resume next year. Leave it to the franchise to stop. Oh, you're not going to push The Bachelor, but the ladies get pushed.
I know.
But
What year is this?
And we have the most success with marriages, and Latia would make an amazing Bachelorette.
Yes.
Who was the Bachelorette?
The last one?
This one that they pushed.
I think it was her.
Latia?
I think so.
No. Because they've already announced that they've pushed it, and
I think that they had one and they pushed it. And this is why I think it was Latia. Are you ready for a Bachelor
I was just going to say, is this a
theory?
Okay.
There we go.
They are the time slot is being taken by Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Secret Lives used to be a Hulu original. They're moving it to ABC. I think they've been trying to see like, oh, you guys like this? There you go. You like this? Are Mormons putting money into marketing? Like, are they to get this show out? But every network's broke. They're taking money from wherever they can get it. And nobody's joining organized religion anymore. Like, I'm sure that numbers are way down. Mormonism is a specific one that has mega buildings, mega massive properties.
Do you know who the largest landowners in
Is it Mormons?
this country is?
And membership, I'm sure it's down.
Maybe out of organized religions.
Yeah, it's
the Mormon
definitely not the Mormon. Like in a religious, maybe, but the Chinese own 80% of America, probably.
I just like I said, it's not a bad thing. Every company has a marketing budget. Is organized religion going to start getting in on
the marketing game?
Yeah, like because
it's not the craziest thing. Like some of the best commercials, and everybody has said it. Some of my most heatheny friends are the he is us commercials.
That campaign.
Everybody loves that campaign.
I don't know what this campaign is.
Love that
It's like
campaign.
they're like black and white commercials, and they're like, I guarantee you've probably seen them.
It is by far the best marketing campaign that I've ever seen. I don't even know if it's from the Catholics or if it's
Yeah, I was
from
gonna
like.
say, do we know the religion?
If you saw it, you'd be
Probably
like,
Christian. I think
damn.
it's
Like,
a
it's just
Christian religion.
styly and very, very, the streets of Los Angeles. Very
interesting.
like Latino and
Yeah, it's hard to explain. You have
Very
to see it. It's very
community.
poignant and very like, oh yeah, I know, I feel that way. I feel that way. Yeah, no, I feel that way. And then it ends with like, yeah, that's Jesus. He gets us. Jesus.
yeah,
It's like,
you would like, I mean,
Jesus
like
felt
just to like,
the same
one
way.
of us.
like, I know you're not into all that, but like from a marketing standpoint,
No, it sounds
like,
beautiful.
It's like, it's yeah, I love it.
Okay, who's everyone's
Speaking
final
of Jesus, Cheez-Its. I'm having some Cheez-It.
Oh.
Cheez-It.
two? Jesus loved the Cheez-It.
He
Who's-
did love a Cheez-It.
I feel like we're all
feel like
aligned.
Jesus
Meme.
invented the Cheez-It.
I feel like I've seen a meme about a cheese it with Jesus, a cheese it with Jesus, or something. I can't remember. I'll find it.
I
send
feel
it.
like all of us are aligned that the final two are Latia and Juliana. Yes
Yeah.
or not?
Oh,
Have you guys not been paying attention at all to this entire episode?
Who's it going to be?
My Bachelor Nation peeps, you're with me, right?
No, you don't. You're not a part of our nation.
There's going to be Zoe and Dena.
What?
Yep.
This whole time we're talking, I thought you and I were
Oh, no.
same page. See, that's what happens when you mess with the Bachelor gods.
Yeah.
I'll take some
That's
of those.
Dena being like, I'm
I'm
a
a
travel
travel
influencer.
I'll take some of those. Not the ones that went by your butt,
Yeah,
though.
sorry. I only farted on a couple. It's just a couple farts.
Can you just walk us through why it's Zoe and Dena?
Because they're not the
Yeah,
right
I gotta hear
ones.
this. I can't believe I already finished
Because
this beer.
Juliana and Latia are who he should be so conflicted over. That's who you should be conflicted. Those are the two girls that like, yep, you can get a wife, trad wife, or you can get a biz wife. Either way, you're going to be fine if you want to be fine. If you want this to work, then you can make it work. But since you're an idiot, because you're on The Bachelor and all these people are idiots, you're going to pick the two idiots that you shouldn't pick. And good luck with that.
Nat, it's Latia and Juliana, right?
1,000,000,000%. It's definitely those two. And I think that he wanted to choose Latia, but probably meets the family and it's just like, I cannot commit to doing this, and I will not commit to doing something and then fall
Hold on.
short.
Wait. Oh, hold on. What?
I think that the two people that he is juggling, Zoe has been an option. Zoe's been in there, but like I don't see it anymore. I just see it so clearly that it's Juliana and Latia. And I think that probably maybe ultimately he was really wanting to choose Latia. But like he's a good guy. I find him to be like a man of his word.
Same.
Like even if he doesn't end up being like he wants to believe that he is, he's aiming for that, not going to make a commitment to someone he cannot fulfill. Like I think that would be like a cardinal sin to him. Like he doesn't want any part of that. Whatever his childhood was, he wants the literal polar opposite of all those things.
Mm-hmm. You can count on me. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah.
Yes. So Latia, I think that relationship could represent all of those things. But once he meets her family and realizes like, I would have to live. He was like, I drink sometimes. I have tattoos. I can't even remember. I'm sure he drinks coffee. I'm sure he drinks caffeinated soda. Well, I think
Also,
they can
he does
drink
not
soda.
believe, or at least
Right,
right
he didn't
now,
even know anything about
he doesn't
it.
even know what they
Yeah.
stand for. So by way of that, he can't believe in it.
Yeah.
So,
But like you would have
Juliana
never
wins.
asked either of my dads, you would have never gone to them and asked for my hand had you not had full, like, you just wouldn't have. Like, that's just your character is your character. Like, you would not have that conversation like willy nilly
I agree
and
with that.
whatever. And I believe that this guy is like exactly that way. Like, I do not think that he could look that dad in the eye and say, I'm
Well,
all in with all
He's
the
dead,
things.
so he won't have to do that.
Oh, her dad's dead?
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Does she have is there a stepdad or is that a no-go?
I don't know, but she went back to live with her mom and mom's family back in
Okay.
Utah. I think they were living
Yeah.
in Hawaii, and the dad was.
Yeah.
God,
But
talk
you
about
don't-
sliding doors. Her
Yeah.
life could have gone completely differently, and she probably never would have been Mormon because she was living. I think they were living on Hawaii.
Oh, that's
And
right.
her dad
yeah.
got killed when she was, I think, 6 months old or
yeah.
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why they went to Utah, and then the religion and all of that came into play because that was part of their life back there.
Yeah.
Boot, if he's such a stand-up guy, which I'm not denying, it's odd. There's definitely an attraction, or what do you call it, a chemistry between the two of them. But like, why go this far? Like, if you're not gonna convert, like, you know what I mean? Like, if this,
Wait,
like, if
let's
he's
see-
such a stand-up guy that he's gonna be like, I'm gonna take her to the final two, and I'm gonna take her to the final two, and that's when I'm gonna be like, oh, actually, you know what? I couldn't ask your dad to marry me or your family to marry me because of your religion. What, bro? What?
Okay.
That's
okay.
the
All right.
least
Listen.
stand-up thing you could do. That's a dick move, man. Get rid of her. You're not gonna marry this girl. Get rid of her. You're gonna marry Zoe. That's the one you're gonna pick.
Okay, then Zoe and Juliana.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that's literally the furthest I'm willing. But like,
Yeah.
you do bring up a good point.
Yeah.
He might.
Finally, I don't know if you guys watch our
Listen.
channel, but this never happens.
He's actually
I'm
right.
What,
taking the win. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Your good takes. Yeah. No.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I really that is it. Let's end on a high note.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Okay, but wait.
Wait.
The thing I
Oh.
just want to say, won't you? I hope that
I
after
tried, Mike. I
Yeah, okay,
really
all right,
tried.
yeah. Well,
after the final
that's all you
host,
can do.
or whatever it is, I hope that they do like a montage of all of Carolina's zingers.
Our thing is you saying to the people who leave The Bachelor your catchphrase, which is
Ciao, ciao.
nope. Oh, you really blew that one, didn't you?
I think you
Welcome
might
to
have blown that
paradise,
when you started
queen.
this story.
Welcome to
Yeah,
Paradise,
well-
Queen.
Oh, welcome to Paradise, Queen.
Yeah, lots of queens coming to
Yeah,
Paradise.
that she is fully going to paradise. Wait, guys, we almost forgot to
Wait,
talk
you
about.
think Latia will go to Paradise? No.
No.
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
Carolina.
Oh, she's gonna own Paradise.
Yeah, bro.
Especially, but I don't. Is it not in Mexico anymore?
No, it's on an island. New showrunner, new locale.
Yeah.
No palapas?
Nope.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, I don't
Which
know.
is a bummer for Carolina, because Carolina would be like, she'd probably like have her own. She'd be like in the hotel, and she'd be like, I know the guy, having her
Oh, that's
entire own thing built on her
funny.
own. Yeah, and people like fanning her.
Apparently, those palapas are moldy. Heard that.
No,
Okay,
I've heard a
guys.
million. I would never want to live there on Whore Island. Never.
No. Wait, don't you think that she's going to be so pissed at Dena when she sees that Dena had gone and spoken to Grant about how the entire house was getting so annoyed with Carolina, and then Carolina goes and apologizes to her?
They're in a TikTok war.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because she
But I
saw
had never
this and
looked
was
at
pissed.
it. I didn't have time. I need time. I need more hours.
Anyway.
You need to get a f***ing TikTok.
I have a job. Not that you don't, but I'm too busy for that.
I said we should have ended this. Have a great
Hold
day,
on, what
night.
what was the other thing? One thing about the way that Carolina goes home is that if she wasn't such a f***ing brat, I would feel bad about how, like, all the things that Grant said to her, like, I'm really emotionally invested in you, and I just need you to trust me. And like we had some really good times together, and then like I did not. Like you didn't, maybe he didn't know he was gonna send her home in that moment, but also like if he did, like, damn, bro, that's cold.
I don't think he knew in that moment.
You
I
don't
think it was
think so?
after Dena spoke to him that night on the group date.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
just
maybe
like,
so.
50 million fans
Yeah.
can't be wrong.
And there's also something, of course, the conspirator in me wonders like why she chose that moment to pull Dena aside and apologize. Like Carolina's like not like a sweet girl, you know.
No, I thought it was calculated.
Yeah, it was so like calculated. So sometimes I just wonder, like, you know, at this point, they're whittled down so hard that like I feel like each one of them has their own producer at this point. So I wonder if one of them is just like, you should probably say something like, no, like I don't think they told her you're probably going home. But
No,
like,
she probably
just,
thought
like,
she was staying and Dena was leaving.
that
And she
it was
like,
the funniest part where she was like, I don't know if I'm going to see you again, and thinking like, because you're probably going home. Like that.
But
was
you don't think
great
she
to me.
thought for a second that, not for a second, but you don't think for a second that she thought she was going home, because that was like, I get that the group date was like weird and seemed like she was back to her thing of like, I don't know if this is right. It feels like you're not into me, blah blah blah. And then he was like, no, and he seemed to
I'm
reassure her.
emotionally
Yeah, like
invested
where
in
I was
you.
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
well this
no,
is
Carolina
this
did
is
not
going
think she was going home
At all.
Is that what you're trying to say? Is that
maybe that like she thought that she was the one that was going to go home.
Yeah, I think she was a deer in headlights
Same.
when he called her name, because when she walked up to him, she goes, "I'm not going to lie, I'm very disappointed," which I took as like, Grant, get a bodyguard because Conchita gone wild,
But also
Conchita gone
Alex,
rogue.
Alex is so far has said the famous line that lets you become the Bachelor or Bachelorette.
She didn't say it.
Yeah, she got in the limo and was like, "Oh, I just don't know if I can be loved or if I'm ever gonna."
Alex said that?
I think so.
No, I thought that unless I missed it, because sometimes I'd be missing stuff. But I thought that all she said was, "I hope he finds what he's like. Look, I'm happy that he's like gonna find what he's looking for," or something like that. Because I remember like, listening to that and being like, "That's crazy." She just like forfeited the whole chance to go on a thing about how
Maybe I misheard it then, because I was like, oh,
because she wasn't in the
sounds
limo when she
familiar.
said that. She was just like kind of standing outside and did like that kind of like goodbye interview. But I never saw. I don't know who I saw. Oh, Serafina was like, I don't know where it went wrong. I don't know how it went wrong.
Oh my God, Seraphina's such a pretty crier.
I know.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like this tab rose ceremony blew my mind, because I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this
Dena
is-
was a surprise.
Oh, I thought
Same.
Dena was going home and
Same.
Serafina was staying.
I didn't think I thought that Alex would stay before, or Serafina or Alex would stay before Dena. I just did. I think that Dena saved herself in that last thing where
Which
Dena
I-
has just become, and he said the words, "I trust her advice more than anyone's," and so like that's the only thing that could have saved her. There was no other signs that he was into her. I always thought he should be, but anyway.
And next week in the Super Tease, when he's like, "I'm falling for you."
You think it's for Dena?
Wow.
Dude, I will be blown away. Thrilled because she's my favorite, but she's not my favorite by a mile. For
I don't think he
him.
picks
Same.
her in the end. I think he picks Zoe in the end. But I think my two are Zoe and Dena. Zoe wins.
Won't that be nutty? If he does that, I'll be like, I never knew you. I never knew you.
Which
at
is
all.
every season, 29 years in a row. It will be the 29th year in a
But
row.
here's the thing: what I
50
usually
in a row
do
if you
is
go with the
my
Bachelor.
thing is I don't even take the guy into consideration because I think dudes are dumb and you need to tell them what to do. This is the dopest girl here. Like she'll give you the most amazing like life experience, you know. Like, and I think that Dena would like they could do this, that, and the other. Like, I really think that is the match. If you want someone to take you to that next level, to travel with you, to do like, I just think that she's a go-getter in that fashion, and he's kind of not. So I would pick her because I think that he would have the greatest like lifestyle with her.
Plus,
But I never go, what do they want? Because I don't care what they want. This year I am saying, what do they want? And I thought that he would want a Latia or a Juliana. So if you're saying that it's the other two,
listen,
I quit.
I'm only saying that because I think Juliana and Latia, like Latia, yeah, the Mormon, like yeah, Juliana that's who you should pick. Like it is that, like if it's those two that he's like, I don't know, and Jesse's like, bro, I got to send one. Like you got to tell me who to say. Like, and it's those two. I won't be totally, well, I take that back. I will be stunned, but only because it will be the first time in my experience of watching this show for 20 like I haven't watched all 50, but like we're 20 in, you know, and every single freaking time I'm mad at the end because I'm always like, no, it was Bob, not Carl, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like every time. Dena, he could get lucky because if like the day trading and travel influencer thing could work out real well because he could day trade and make money, and you can do that anywhere, right? You can make a lot of money travel. It's like they could do pretty well too. So it could work, but like I don't. That's the only reason I'm going with Dena and Zoe as the winner because like, yeah, no, that doesn't seem like it makes any sense. So that's probably who you're going to pick. That's all.
God,
Like
I
and
will hate myself. If
subscribe.
that happens because I'll be like, I do not have my finger on the pulse.
I also think the Zoe whole not having a group date or not having a one-on-one,
That's also true.
he's going to be like, well, I didn't need one.
I didn't
Like
need
you,
one.
I knew
already
you
knew it
from
was
the
you. I've
jump.
known it was you this whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we just have to see next week's episode. ABC, if you could zippity zap that over to us, that'd be great.
Well, it'd be great if you could email it to my inbox. Info at Now Defined Entertainment.
No Dropbox.
No. That would be cool when we get to that spot.
Okay. Do we have any comments?
On The Bachelor?
Listen,
no.
I highly doubt it, but
we don't.
I'm so sorry you didn't know that, Mike.
I don't. I still don't. I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Team Conchita. No, wait. No unresponded comments? Okay, great. Nope, no comments at all. Thanks for not watching.
Listen though, we did get our 2 subscribers that we asked for.
Yay!
So we're back. I think we're up.
Yeah.
We're up 2 total now on the Bachelor series,
Okay.
which is good from the 4 we lost.
Thank God this is a short season.
Yeah, exactly. We're
I
hemorrhaging.
never noticed your white phone. I like that.
Me too.
I might need a new phone.
I need a laptop.
Like and subscribe.
Get 2.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Love is in the air.
Everywhere.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.